Tigers are ready to do battle here today. Hi again, everyone. I am Perry Williams, along with the Dapper coach, John Cohn. Great to have you with us here in Comcast. And it's been a busy couple of days here at Hoffman Estates for this tournament. They had the quarterfinals yesterday, down to the Final Four this morning, but now only 2 teams are left standing.
Yeah, it should be really exciting. Not only a busy couple of days, busy a couple of weeks when the volleyball state tournament started. Everybody enters the tournament, and like you said, Perry, we are down to 2 evenly matched teams, 2 tremendous teams. You got a great atmosphere here, a packed gym at Hoffman Estates. Everything is set. What should be a great state championship volleyball game.
Okay, let's talk about the team, some of the key players you'll see in this matchup for the state crown. Let's start with the Barrington Broncos. First time ever in the state tournament, and a first-year head coach. What a great year, though, at 33-2.
Yeah, they had a tremendous season, no question about it. I don't think they have the great tradition that some of these other teams do, but this year's group, senior dominated. They are building their own tradition. Only 2 losses the entire year. First-year coach and Kathleen Russell-Rizzo. It's an amazing story. Whether that story can be completed tonight, we're going to find out in the next hour or so.
Well, they're very balanced, and they have some good experience, and one of those seniors is Kyle Warrenville.
Yeah, he's probably the leader. You're right. They got a lot of guys. The strength of the team is their depth. They got a lot of guys that can hit the ball, but Kyle Warrenville is their key player, all-area kid, senior team captain. He's been on the varsity since his sophomore year. Fundamentally strong player, and obviously he's going to have to lead the way tonight.
Okay, that's a look at Barrington. Let's talk about the defending state champion in the state of Illinois. They were unbeaten last year, and the Tigers of Wheaton, Warrenville South, but here they are yet again trying to go back-to-back. Only been done once before in this tournament history, that by Sandberg.
And coming into this year, I don't think many people thought they would be back here. They really had only 1 returning starter, so a brand new team. A lot of these guys sat on the bench last year, but you're right, their tradition is tremendous. They have fed on that winning tradition, and who would have thought it? Here they are again playing for another state championship. Right before we came on, Perry, the parents upstairs yelling, back-to-back, guys, back-to-back. We'll see if they can do it.
Of course, last year they had some outstanding height along that line with McCarthy and Tanner. This year, though, Doug Burchett is one of those really leading the way, and he is only 5'11".
Yeah, we mentioned 1 returning player. It was Doug Burchett, a setter, one of the greatest setters that the state of Illinois has seen, the all-time state's assist leader. He's an amazing athlete, and he just sets the table for all of their players. What a valuable weapon he has. Tremendous player. It's going to be fun to watch Doug Burchett work his magic tonight.
Okay, so it's the Broncos and the Tigers all on the line. The state title at stake. We'll start right after this, right here on Comcast.
You're watching the Comcast Network. Turn to us first.
And the winner of this year's spelling bee for correctly spelling the word obnoxious, Phyllis Strackley. We got a winner! C-H-U-M-P-S. What's that spell? Who's your mama now, baby?
Bringing you the most extensive high school sports coverage in Chicagoland. Thursday at 6:30 on Comcast.
Welcome back to Hoffman Estates High School. Once again, an outstanding tournament here at Hoffman Estates, and it's the championship game coming your way here on Comcast. The Broncos of Barrington taking on the Tigers of Wheaton, Warrenville South, the defending champion. And there you see the Broncos of Barrington, a record of 33-2. They lost their 2 losses, 1 at the hands of Oak Park River Forest, who finished 3rd just moments ago, and their other regular season loss was against Glenbrook North, at one point ranked #1, and they did that with one of their top players out for the ACT. A great crowd from Barrington on hand, wearing their red, I guess, jerseys or outfits, if you will. Scarlet, white, and black. But technically it's scarlet, and there you see the huge fan support for the Tigers of Wheaton, Warrenville South. And
interesting headgear from that gentlemen right there. Notice a lot of them are wearing the orange shirts. Good look at the Wheaton Warrenville South team right there, all fired up, ready for this state championship match. But their fandom out in the parking lot, in the stands, they're all wearing the orange shirts, Perry. The 7th man. Of course, we were used to the 6th man in basketball. Volleyball, they're going with the 7th man.
And there is some of the young fans here in attendance, all set to watch exciting volleyball action here on Comcast as the players are being introduced. And contrast of coaches here, as you mentioned.
Well, one coach is pregnant, the other's not. How's that for a contrast?
We'll let you decide. But the longtime, very successful head coach, Bill Schreier of Wheaton Warrenville South, he came in 2001. The team ran off with a 38-0 record in the state title.
Yeah.
And last year, 41-0 with the likes of Matt McCarthy and John Tanner. Really some tall presence along that front line. There's Clay Ostrander, saw a lot of time last year.
He's one of their big hitters this year. He'll have to have a key game tonight. Shaking hands with John McSorley, one of the designated setters for the Barrington team. Yeah, Kathleen Russell Rizzo expecting baby number 1. There you see the Wheaton Warrenville South team finishing up in the introductions there. Very exciting moment for these athletes.
Matt Sostak.
Getting their name called. There's the 7th man T-shirts. In the years we've been coming here, Perry, this is the best crowd we've seen for a state championship game. Not standing room only, but it is just about packed here. We don't see a blue seat, or at least hardly any of them available.
Well, you have a team like Wheaton Warrenville South, all that success, all that great tradition, and then at Barrington, not too far here from Hoffman Estates. So geographically, they're closer, and all the excitement of a first-time appearance for the Broncos.
Got close last year, got close, lost in the sectional championship game. They went 26-10, and they had a lot of players coming back, so they figured they'd be strong. I don't know if they figured they'd be quite this strong. They set as a goal to get downstate. They have not only met that goal, and now they got a chance to reach the ultimate goal and win a state championship in their first ever state appearance.
There you see Noel being introduced.
Boy, you look at the record of William Schreier. You got a first-year coach. So many contrasts between the teams, Perry, and the coaches. And William Schreier's record, I think, 233 wins, 33 losses, an amazing win percentage. He clearly is right now the dean of volleyball coaches in the state of Illinois.
And a hotbed out that way, too, with the likes of Sandberg and the outstanding program that the Naperville teams have put together. And you talk about exciting tournament play in the sectional semifinal against Naperville North. Wheaton Warrenville South had to go to the deciding game 3, 31-29. There you see Burchett.
He's the key. Doug Burchett, all-time state assist leader, folks. Nobody's done it better than Doug Burchett. Over 3,800 assists in his career.
These are the starters now. Scott Lorenz, number 2. He is a senior for the Broncos.
Had a big game in the semifinals.
So Larson,
one of the team captains for the ball club, very good hitter, strong defensive player. Ryan Schneider getting called out for Barrington. Watched the team before the game, Perry. Ryan Schneider right there. Good look at him. He seems to be the spiritual, emotional leader of this Barrington Bronco team.
There's the Ryan Shea,
Remember Ryan Shea from last year. Another talk about Ryan Schneider being the emotional guy for Barrington. Ryan Shea does that for Wheaton Warrenville South. Very excitable, very emotional player.
There's the number 7, Andrew Clement, just a sophomore, one of the best setters around. Maybe in the state, only behind Burchett.
Yeah, we're watching 2 of the best setters. Certainly the best setter in Doug Burchett, and maybe the best young setter in sophomore Andrew Clement. We didn't talk about him in the open, but he will be a big, big key for Barrington.
And Warren Feltz introduced, and there's John DeFries waiting to go on. There's Kyle Warren Feltz. Here's DeFries.
Another key player, good hitter for Wheaton Warrenville South. There's not the dominant hitter like we've seen in other state championship games. The 2 best hitters, Sean O'Malley of Oak Park, Matt McKee of West Aurora. They made it downstate, but they didn't make it to the state championship game. So it's not like each team has one guy that you have to concentrate on. Maybe that's why they're here.
Good look at Jason Ambrose there, and here is Nick Lamoureux.
He's the #1 hitter for the Wheaton Warrenville South team. Lamoureux played a little bit last year for their state championship team, got some valuable playing time, a key reserve started at times, but he is their top hitter, one of their best players headed to Loyola University.
Kyle Bolander introduced for the Broncos, and their fans are enjoying all the starting introductions. And then, of course, he talked also about Clay Ostrander for the Tigers. So there it is, the Broncos and Tigers. You met the teams and the starters.
Well, you could just feel the energy. You could feel the humidity in the gym too, Perry. Very, very hot. We'll see if that takes its effect on the players, but you can certainly feel the electricity here. You see the Barrington team huddling up again. They start those workouts 3 months ago. A lot of these guys play club volleyball practically year-round. Not everybody gets the opportunity. This is what they shoot for, a chance to play in the state championship game, and should be a great one.
Well, Wheaton, Warrenville South, the Tigers beat Maine South in the quarterfinals, went 3 sets. Then they defeated Lions in the semis 3 sets to reach this title game once again. For Barrington, they advanced with a quarterfinal win over that West Aurora team with that brilliant Matt McKee.
Yep.
And then the semifinal matchup, they beat O'Malley in Oak Grove River Forest. So they knocked out the 2 big guns in the state as far as height-wise. And there's a good look at the head coach, Kathleen Russell Rizzo.
Due June 9th, Perry. Last time I checked my calendar, June 9th. Creeping up on us. She was an assistant coach last year. Kathleen Russell Rizzo got the broken wrist, due with the baby June 9th. And there is William Schreier again, the amazing record. Couple of state championships, 233 and 33 overall. Absolutely one of the most respected coaches in any sport in the state of Illinois. The guy does a tremendous job.
There you see
it's kind of hard to get your team psyched up, and even in a state championship, to beat another team when their coach is, 1 week away from delivering her first baby. That's almost a psychological advantage for Barrington.
And she's hoping her team will deliver a state championship for the Broncos.
Stop it.
It's been a busy spring season for the Barrington athletic program, as Shea will get things going. Brian, a 6'1" junior, and then we'll open our championship game with the service. Wheaton Warrenville South with their black and orange.
And of course, for the fans watching, Perry, it is rally scoring. They changed that a couple of years ago. Every point counts, no side outs.
Still alive for the Broncos. Nice save. And the first point of this championship match goes to Barrington.
Yeah, it was Scott Lorenz who got up with his 40-inch vertical leap. The Barrington fans enjoying point number 1. Number 2, Scott Lorenz with the drive and the point.
So every service, there will be a point for one team or the other. Burchett, the set to LaRue, out of bounds. And it's point for the Tigers. We're tied at 1.
Yeah, didn't talk about him. Tony LaRue, number 14, 6 feet 4 inches tall, only a junior. Good look at him right there.
He will be serving. Best 2 out of 3.
Games to 25, got to win by 2.
And here's a set to Lorenz.
Back row spike.
LaRue again into the net. So a point for the Broncos. Wheaton Warrenville South, we talked about last year with that 41-0 record. They beat Lumberg North in the championship game in straight games, 25-16, 25-19.
That's about all they did last year is win straight games.
Yeah.
I think they lost 2 games the entire season. Unbelievable. 41-0. There you see the block.
Block of the net as Spicer comes up big.
Charlie Spicer played basketball for Barrington. He's probably their top defensive player. Times it beautifully. Nicely done by Charlie Spicer.
Schneider with 28 aces on the regular season will serve. Shea to Burchett. And the point. El ball will be to the Tigers.
How about the back row spike by Kevin Knoll? Or I guess that's Lurson, number 9.
Yeah, they've changed the numbers on us. Yeah, Lurson.
John Lurson, the 6'5" junior. A lot of seniors on both teams, but spruced in with some juniors too. Really only one sophomore we expect to play.
And what a delivery that was from Jason Ambrose, the junior.
I haven't talked about him. He is talented. MSL West Player of the Year, Co-Player of the Year. Jason Ambrose, tremendous job as he gets his first kill of the state championship.
Warren Feltz serving. Lamoureux delivers at the net with a kill.
That's the bread and butter right there, Perry, of the Wheaton Warrenville South attack. The middle hits of that guy right there, Nick Lamoureux, and it comes, of course, off the great assist by the all-time assist leader, Doug Burchett. Nick Lamoureux is going to have a huge game tonight.
Clay Ostrander now in the lineup for the Tigers. Each team allowed 18 substitutions. This first game is now tied at 4.
Looked like Ostrander got up on the block there. Good height on the inside for Clay Ostrander, 6 feet 6 inches tall, a senior.
Both teams no stranger to 3-game matches.
In fact, Wheaton Warrenville South both times here, both last night and this afternoon, Perry, lost their first set and come back and win the next 2. Very difficult to do, but they have accomplished that. So,
and it was long, out of bounds. So the Tigers take the lead.
Nice court awareness.
Yep, you knew exactly where the end line was.
See the Tiger bench cheering them on. Not only 41-0 last year when they won the state championship in 2001, 38-0, 2 undefeated seasons. This year's team, not quite the dominant team that those teams were, but obviously very, very good.
And here's an opportunity for Lorenz, out of bounds, and it will be a tie game at 5. Broncos serving.
That was a great set. Great assist attempt there by Burchett. The Lurson just mishit the ball a little bit. Rare mistake by the Tigers. Let's see how they attack defensively.
Ambrose serving. Lurson. Burchett with the set. Ostrander. Out.
Now he got up. You could see the power of Clay Ostrander. Good set, good attack, but he goes a little bit too hard across the court. Called out of bounds. Point for Barrington. Nice up.
Good play at the net. And a net violation against the Broncos, so a point for the Tigers.
He's going to call the sophomore Andrew Clement. He interfered with his counterpart, and again we've got the top senior setter in the state, Doug Burchett, going up against the top young setter. Keep an eye on number 7 for Barrington, Andrew Clement, 6'4". Here he is.
And what a kill by Lorenz.
That's his second kill of the game, Perry. Scott Lorenz, tremendous athlete, great soccer player, had 10 kills in the semifinal victory, had 12 kills in their quarterfinal victory against West Aurora. Well, Lorenz only 6 feet tall, but he can get up.
Oh, you mentioned that vertical leap. Bolander with the service, Lurson. And the set. Good play at the net, a nice get by the Broncos.
Schneider with the block.
Oh, power at the net by Ostrander.
And that's doing it both ways. Look at the emotion. You got to love it. Game number 1, but already they're starting to get into it. Clay Ostrander first. He hits the ball hard, drives it down, and then on the return, he plays defense and gets the block. Nicely done.
Take a look at it. Right back at you.
That's sweet. Volleyball players love the kill, but maybe even better, putting a block right back in the face of the hitter.
Good rally here. Burchett with the set. Lurson out of bounds. Hit the net, then went out of bounds, so it's a point for Barrington.
Heck of an attempt by John Lurson, 6'5", only a junior. Barrington fans enjoying as they take the lead 8-7. The back row spike, Perry. We have seen that more and more. One of the improvements of athleticism of boys volleyball here in the state.
That service is long.
Remember, we saw it a couple of years ago with Sam Kemp.
Right, Mecklenburg South won the title in 03.
And he was almost as good coming out of the back row as he was the front row, and that just takes an incredible amount of timing and obviously the vertical jumping ability.
Floater served by Ostrander. And there you see the power of Warrenville with a kill.
And Barrington is so dangerous, Perry, because they got so many guys that can hit the ball. Really 5 weapons surrounding the sophomore Andrew Clement, and obviously Kyle Warrenville, one of the key players. We talked about him in the open.
Well, the last couple serves have not gone in for the Broncos. Point for the Tigers.
Unforced errors, that will be one of the keys.
Okay, you just have to get it in the play. Shea with the save. Good play at the net. And it'll be point for the Tigers.
Now Lamoureux getting the job done. Lamoureux, Brian Shea with a great defensive dig out. And then Lamoureux with the kill. Nicely done. Nick Lamoureux, the senior. Nice up. No call by the ref.
The Violation underneath. So, by the way, our officials tonight, linesmen Les Ford and Janice McCrary. Umpire Ed Bessie, our referee, Peg Campana out of Greenwood, Illinois.
What an honor for them, Perry. We talked about the players going to the state championship game. What an honor for them to be refereeing in the state championship. They get rated, they get graded, and only the best advance.
Nice dig and save. Lorenz puts it back over. Lamoureux hammers it down.
Yeah, that's their twosome. That's the combo that they go for when things get tight in the state championship game. They were brilliant in the quarterfinals and the semis. Doug Burchett to Nick Lamoureux, and he just drives it down. No chance for the Barrington defenders.
No chance that time either as Charlie Spicer, the junior, comes through.
Well, it's amazing the height of these players, isn't it, Perry? Charlie Spicer, 6'5", only a junior, doesn't have the Lorenz-type vertical jump, but perfect timing by Charlie Spicer.
Tied at 11 in game one, state championship match. See the power of Lorson.
He's been active. He's been active. Johnny Lorson, one of their team captains right there, the senior. 6'5". Only a junior. Take that back, team captain, and put a junior.
Great save by the Broncos, but all for naught. Ostrander again.
Ostrander fired up for this game. He played some last year. He was on that 41-0 team, state champions from last year. Came off the bench, got some valuable playing time, and now he is front center stage. Watch Clay Ostrander. Looks like the kill coming perfectly timed right back at you. Second block for Ostrander.
But just like that time their service went long. One of those unforced errors we talked about.
Two even teams. Unforced errors could be one of the keys to the game.
12 serving 13 here in the first game. Here's Ambrose. Burchett. Wow. Perfectly done. Burchett to Ostrander.
Like the great ones, Doug Burchett makes it look easy, Perry. Not many guys can put up an assist like that. Got down to his knees. That was a tough up, and he was able to set it up. Watch Doug Burchett. Again, he makes it look easy. Tough play, and what a drive into the ground. Beautiful kill by Ostrander.
Ambrose. Good play at the net by the Broncos. They get it right back.
A little misconception there from Jason Ambrose. They were expecting the set across, and instead he puts it over on the other side, catches the Tiger defense by surprise. Nicely done by Ambrose, the junior.
Sometimes you change speed, changing direction, just like a pitcher in baseball, can be effective. Bolander serving. Larson. The set. Ambrose. And a double hit at the net. He didn't want to do it. You know, he's trying to hold off. But
Wheaton Warrenville taking control now, up 15-13. You get the feeling they're starting to get the momentum going again. The first two matches, quarterfinals and the semis, they lost set number one before coming back to win. What a serve.
Good play at the net to block. Ambrose gets it back over. Now the biggest lead for either team here in the first game. It's 16-13. Tigers timeout.
Johnny DeVries, the senior, with the big hit. First time out of the game. Barrington calls it. Wheaton, Warrenville South, back to back. Can they do it again? William Schreier. Can he work his magic? He remains so calm during the game. Watch DeVries get up. Off the Barrington hands. Point for Wheaton Warrenville. Johnny DeVries, very cool, very calm. One of those complimentary players. Last couple of years, Perry, we've been here, and there's been a dominant team. It was Glenbrook South a couple of years ago. Wheaton Warrenville South last year. This year in the state of Illinois, no one team you could pick out, no dominant team, and it certainly has made for an interesting state tournament.
Barrington, as I mentioned, never been here before. They lost to Carmel in the sectional semifinal a year ago, a building block, however. Then they got by Palatine in the sectional championship, but they beat Palatine 3 times this year. They're kind of their nemesis. Look at the fans here. Take another look at some of the action here in game one.
Ryan Schneider getting up. Boy, just amazing athleticism, amazing talent these volleyball players have. Of course, club volleyball has been a big part of the improvement of the high school volleyball game. We'll talk about that as the broadcast moves on.
Another point now, 17-13, another violation.
Tony LaRue getting the hit. Here you see our umpire referee. That is Peg Campana from Streamwood, Illinois.
Unforced error. So break for the Broncos.
And with that rally scoring, Perry, the unforced error, you know, before it would be side out, it would hurt you, but now, not only side out, you give the serve to the other team, but of course it is a point too, so double jeopardy, if you will.
Up deflection. Nice play by Warrenville.
That's again Barrington. You don't know where to defend against them because they got so many guys that can hit. The viewers are seeing early as you get a good look at Andrew Clement, the sophomore server, but two different styles of attacking. Wheaton, Warrenville, South Perry, the middle hit, the middle attack, their bread and butter. Barrington a little more diversified, a little more flexible on offense, and they like the outside hit.
Back to the outside hitter, save. Warrenville sets up the jam for Lorenz, and he comes through. And they're back within one.
Yeah, Kyle Warrenville is known for his hard hitting, all-area player, all-state second team. But that time he does a beautiful assist. Watch the pass, and then Scotty Lorenz, the all-state soccer player, gets the kill, his third of the game.
Deflected out, strong play by DeVries.
He's playing well. He's one of those guys early in the year, Perry. Johnny DeVries playing a little bit tentative. Not onto his game. He's got better and better, and now, come state tournament time, John DeVries absolutely a factor for Tiger volleyball. A couple of good hits in a row.
Still alive. Lorenz. What a first game.
Right back at it, Barrington. Credit the sophomore Andrew Clement with the dig out right there. He didn't get the assist, but he got the dig, kept the ball alive. The sophomore Andrew Clement.
We'll watch his teammate Lorenz, the senior, back up and serve.
Going to play soccer at Wisconsin is Scott Lorenz. There's the jump serve, another development in volleyball. Perry, remember back in our day, it was the underhand serve, and we thought that was cool.
Yeah, that was it. Someone who could overhand serve. It was like, wow, that's really impressive. Revolutionary.
That was like modern technology, the regular overhand serve, and now we're totally in the olden days, of course, as the jump serve has been in vogue for many a year now.
So just like that, Barrington hanging in there, 18 serving 19.
Again, you got to win by 2. First 1 to 25. You can feel the intensity building up. Packed gym here at Hoffman Estates. Ryan Schneider, the senior.
Shea. Burchett with the set to Lemereau. Nicely done, Lemereau. Boy, they had that down with Burchett, Lemereau, or Ostrander.
Yeah, those two, Lemereau and Burchett in particular, they got great chemistry together. Nick Lemereau, again, headed to Loyola University, going to continue his volleyball career. Good set. Back row spike. But he hit it out. Scott Lorenz went a little bit too far. Wheaton, Warrenville South fans, some smiles on their faces, nervous smiles, but nevertheless smiles. 21-18.
Now make that 22-18, 3 points away from game 1.
How about the game for John DeVries here, Perry? He scores on the serve. He's been all over the court. Timeout for Barrington. You get 2 per game. Wheaton, Warrenville South. They lost their first set. They lost their first match, the first couple of rounds here. They're about to turn that tide around.
Nice effort by Sean Wood, the defensive specialist, diving for that ball, but he's no stranger. He's a linebacker on the football team.
See Kathleen Russell Rizzo. There's William Schreier, history, social studies teacher when he's not conducting volleyball clinics at the Barrington High School. And of course, there's the state championship run. You remember Glenbrook North, Perry, last year came out of nowhere.
Right.
They were unseeded before the state tournament, shocked everybody, made the state finals, but they came to a close last year. Wheaton Warrenville South team was just too strong.
Take a look at the point which has given the Tigers a 4-point lead in game 1. The end of it, and a nice effort.
What a year
by Wood.
Sean Wood, defensive specialist on the back row. What a year for Glenbrook North they had in volleyball this year. Last year they were an upset team.
Right.
This year, opposite story for much of the season, Perry. They were ranked #1, trying to repeat their basketball team success, but it can happen in the state tournament. They get upset by Evanston. Had a tremendous year, Glenbrook North, but not at state this year, courtesy of the Evanston Wildcats.
Here's Larson. Point Broncos, pulled too wide.
A lot of our Comcast area teams had wonderful years. Libertyville, tremendous season. Lake Park, Lincoln Ways, 32-3. Brother Rice won 28-6. Prospect, great year this year.
Yep.
30-5 coming into the tournament. So many talented teams.
So back to that 4-point advantage now. 2 points away from capturing game one. Both Stranders back in.
Good look at Johnny Lurson, the senior here, or the junior. Barrington defense is going to be tested right now.
They're checking for any little scrapes or cuts, whatever.
Might have a little blood on the left elbow of John Lurson. Athletic trainer will take care of that. I don't think they'll have to sub for him.
Shea comes walking back down, but it is amazing that with the way these athletes fight for the ball in the saves and the digs and scraping on the floor, that there aren't more cuts and certainly a lot of floor burns.
Yeah, the mentality of the volleyball player is just tremendous, and you're right, digging the ball out, diving for loose balls. Sometimes you think those bleachers would need to be moved further back. There's a excellent taping job. Notice the wrap technique, the twist and the turn.
You have to have enough flexibility in that elbow. And I want to thank the folks here at Hoffman Estates High School once again. Outstanding organization and running of the volleyball tournament.
A little disappointed this year. I was not able to get down to the hospitality room, but I heard glowing reports, Perry.
Yes, and don't forget, Coach,
Did you leave anything for me post-game, by the way?
There's plenty down there for you, pal.
Yeah, just checking.
And I think won't be long till football season starts, and those concession stands are waiting your inspection and critique each and every week.
What a wonderful, as we get a look at some of the fans here at Hoffman Estates High School. Hot and humid in the gymnasium here.
Head coach of the Lions Township.
Joanne Dupuis, I believe. Get her name.
Lions. Very successful there. And
Joanne Piritz, they took 4th place in state this year. We were talking about, Perry, how cool it is to see female coaches coaching guys' team. And certainly Joanne Piritz, who we just saw, did a wonderful job with that LaGrange team.
Well, this 2005 tournament featured these 8 teams: Lions, Hersey, Maine South, Wheaton, Warrenville South here in the finals, Sandburg, Oak Park, River Forest, West Aurora, and Barrington also here in the finals. So they started it all on Thursday, or Friday.
Surprise team out of that bunch was Hersey. They lost 6 out of 8 matches. I mean, you never know. They lost 6 out of 8 coming into it, but let's pay attention right here now. Wheaton, Warrenville South, 1 point a win, 1 point away from winning game number 1 in the state championship match.
Once again, best 2 out of 3. Lamoureux will be serving. Wow. Power on that serve. Barrington survives. Ambrose.
Yeah, what a dig out by Scott Lorenz in the back row, because that was a power serve. He was going for the win, Nick Lamoureux. Scott Lorenz able to get the ball up in the air, and then his teammates reward him with a big point, 24-20. No room for error. Middle hit, no.
Ostrander.
It's in.
And they say it's in, so game 1 goes to Wheaton, Warrenville South. The Tigers take it 25-20 with a timeout on the floor of the Illinois State High School Association Boys Volleyball Championships. You're enjoying right here on Comcast.
You're watching the Comcast Network. Turn to us first.
Jane goes to school from 7:45 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then must go to softball practice from 3:45 to 6 p.m., followed by jazz practice from 6:30 to 9 p.m. What are you doing between 3:45 and 9?
A recent survey of Fortune 500 executives showed that 95% participated in activities while in high school. So don't just go to school, go beyond with the IHSA.
The Illinois High School Association. Challenge yourself.
Welcome back to Hoffman Estates High School in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. I am Perry Williams along with the coach, John Cohn. Great to have you with us here for the 2005 IHSA State Boys Volleyball Championship match. And game 1, best 2 out of 3 goes to the defending champion. There you're looking at their huddle, the Tigers of Wheaton, Warrenville South. They beat Barrington in game 1, 25-20.
Been a heck of a spring season, Perry. We should congratulate some of the state champions already. Of course, we did the water polo a couple of weeks ago. Fenwick winning both the boys and girls state championship. Girls track this year, Evanston High School, Morgan Park coming in second. Boys track, it was East St. Louis and York High School. Lacrosse becoming a very big sport now. Loyola wins the girls title.
Lake Forest in that title game.
Yep, I think Carolyn Taser scored 8 goals in that game. New Trier won yesterday. Defeated Lions of LaGrange 11-4. Deerfield and New Trier win the state tennis championship. Going on right now, of course, we got soccer, baseball, and softball. Very, very exciting spring season. Of course, all that's going on with the challenges of a prom and graduation and all the parties and all the pomp and circumstance.
Not to mention finals.
Huh? That's right. Schoolwork.
You talk about the Barrington, the athletic director for the Broncos, Mike Obschitz, is here.
He's got one of the toughest, one of the most rewarding jobs right now, but one of the toughest because Barrington, just a sensational spring. I can't remember when a school has done as well collectively as they have. This weekend, they got their soccer team in the state soccer playoffs. They lost in the quarterfinals. Their girls softball team in the sectional championship game. They're up 4-1. The game was rained out, so they're on the verge of winning that one. And their baseball team playing as we speak. Athletic Director Obschitz on the phone trying to check in with the baseball score. So what an amazing spring it has been for the Barrington athletes.
And a good start in game 2 for the Tigers until that moment. So we're tied at 1. The service goes in the net.
You almost wonder for Wheaton Warrenville South, they lost their first set in the quarters and the semis, came back and 1-2. You wonder if it's bad karma for them. Obviously, they didn't want to lose the first game, but little change of pace. They actually won the first match.
Lorenz with the serve, play at the net. Nice block at the net. And it will be a point for Broncos. Yes.
Nicely done. Ryan Schneider, Jason Ambrose with a dual block at the front net. Point for Barrington. Beautifully done defensively.
We didn't see a whole lot of block net points in game 1.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to challenge that middle hit of Wheaton Warrenville South. No question about it. Doug Burchett, so good at setting up his teammates like this.
Blocked that time. Burchett another set.
Back row spike.
Much better effort by the Broncos as Warrenfeld's with the kill and a 3-1 lead for Barrington.
Yeah, it was really well played. The entire bench up for Barrington. Good look right there. Kyle Warrenfeld, the senior team leader, the team captain. Great defense, and then they finally get the big hit offensively. Barrington, a great start in game 2.
So that one was ricochets out of bounds.
Tony LaRue, he's got the haircut for Hollywood. He's got the name for Hollywood. Tony LaRue, number 14. 6'4", only a junior.
DeVries serving. Second unforced service error in the second game by Wheaton Warrenville South.
Good look at the Barrington fans there. Boy, the school really supporting the volleyball programs. You remember 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 14 years ago when it started, Perry, not many people recognizing, not a lot of fans coming out to the volleyball matches, not a lot of the great athletes playing volleyball. Now you see some of the top athletes in the school deciding to concentrate as they do in other sports in boys volleyball.
Yeah, a lot more scholarships too in the state of Illinois of being awarded to some of the outstanding volleyball players. No question about that time. Lamoureux.
Matt McKee from West Aurora going to be headed to Pepperdine. Sean O'Malley from third place, Oak Park, getting a scholarship to UCLA. We've already talked about a couple of the players here who are going to be playing college.
And there you see, no doubt about it, that time Nick Lamoureux, who is serving now. Lorenz with the dig. Back the other way. Still alive, Burchett. Lursen gets it out of bounds. We're tied at 4.
He's been big. We talked about the balance of the Barrington team. Wheaton Warrenville South showing some solid balance too. Guys like DeVries right there, Tony LaRue, John Lursen coming up big in the state championship game.
Don't forget, we'll have our Comcast Player of the Game interview. Try to cross him up that time, but Lursen has it. And here's the set. Oh boy, they executed that perfectly as Spicer finishes.
Again, Spicer makes the best use of what vertical jump he's got. Great set by Andrew Clement. Beautiful timing between the sophomore Clement and Charlie Spicer, the junior. A lot of seniors, but a lot of juniors playing too. The only underclassman of the sophomore variety, Andrew Clement.
Matt Warren rolls that in the net. So we're tied at 5.
Other top players that we've seen in the area, Kevin Deek from Lake Park, Ben Nichols from Glenbrook North, Eric Zusevics from Prospect had a wonderful season, Jordan Vidavonik from Brother Rice, so many talented players, a lot of them getting college scholarships.
Burchett. Ambrose. Nice dig.
Oh, Spicer again.
Barrington.
Spicer again on the block, his second block of the match. Tony LaRue going for the kill, and Charlie Spicer, he does it on the offensive end, and now up and down, beautiful block. Textbook by Charlie Spicer. Wheaton Warrenville South
just
responding.
inbounds. Tied at 6. Lurson will be serving.
Johnny Lurson plays for Sports Performance. We talked about some of the club volleyball teams, Sports Performance and Side Out, two of the main club teams that the Wheaton Warrenville South players. Spicer hits that one out.
Not that time, yes.
Club volleyball is such a big part of the game, Perry. And it's interesting with the Barrington team, a lot of their players switched club volleyball. We'll talk it up after this point.
We're tied at 7 here in game 2.
Kathleen Russell Rizzo took over this year for the head coach last year, David Dorn, who did a wonderful job. And one of the first things Coach Russell Rizzo told him is, you know what? Instead of playing for different clubs, you guys get along so well. He's talking about last year's club. You should play together. They did that. They played for Rolling Thunder. See Wheaton Warrenville South responding with a point. But they played for Rolling Thunder under their assistant coach, Rob Ridenauer. They played together. They developed that chemistry. And again, tough move for some of them to leave their club teams. But that's a big reason for Barrington's success this year.
Ostrander serving, 7-6.
Nice up.
Ambrose. The save by Warrenfeldt. Lorenz. Nice point by Barrington.
Well, we saw some great kills in the first match, Perry. We've seen some wonderful defense for both teams. Good look at Scott Lorenz right there, headed to the University of Wisconsin on a soccer scholarship. He's playing on the soccer team right now, playing club soccer, playing high school volleyball. He is beaten up, he is tired, but he is finding a way to elevate his game here in the state tournament.
Lamoureux really a presence here tonight.
Ryan Schneider was right there for the block, but Lamoureux found a way to get through.
Yep.
Watching
Here
the
he is
replay.
again.
Comcast camera crew catching it for you. Who he can get up, huh? Right in between the two of them. Beautifully done by Lamoureux.
Long by DeVries. Ties it at 9.
No timeouts called yet in match number 2 here. You're allowed 2 per game. You're allowed 18 substitutions per game.
They kind of wait to see, obviously a momentum or a little mini run. Got to keep those in your pocket. Barrington back in front. Nice serve by Lorenz.
Well, Scott Lorenz does so many things. Of course, the jump serve using his incredible vertical leap. You see the Barrington fans feeling a lot better than they did after their ball club lost match number 1.
It's allowed to hit the net.
That's a change, too.
Yeah. Great play at the net again by Barrington. Has been so strong. What a difference in game 2. The likes of Schneider and company along that front line.
Kyle Warrenfeldt in on the block, too. Defensively, they've been brilliant here in game 2. Watching the replay. Great up. Ryan Schneider.
And our first ace of the match by Lorenz.
Now Scott Lorenz on fire with the serve right now. See if Wheaton Warrenville South calls timeout. William Schreier thinking about it.
Yep.
But he will hold off.
12-9.
On the bench, by the way, you see who's assistant coaching?
Yep.
Our Comcast player of the game last year, Johnny Tanner. Just finished school at Missouri Baptist, where he played volleyball.
What a great save by Burchett into the... Kind of threw their timing off. It hit the banner way up high. And a timeout called. Biggest lead of the game for the Broncos, 13-9.
And I'll tell you what, to show you the brilliance of Doug Burchett, Perry, if that banner is not in the way, that would have been a perfect across-the-court set from an almost impossible position. He is amazing. Doug Burchett, good look at the Barrington fans. Boy, if they can pull this game out, the pressure that comes in game 3. You see Kathleen Russell Rizzo, Rob Ridenauer, some of the coaches, Matt Cameron, Marshall Mershot. Corey Griffin. And there you see William Schreier, the guru, the master of volleyball right now in the state of Illinois. Can he go back-to-back?
To mention only the Sandburg Eagles in 99 and 2000 with their head coach Joanne Fulverson.
Marist won it in 2002. Glenbrook South, we did that ball game in 2003. The first ever state champion was Richards High School out of Oak Lawn. They beat Oak Park River Forest. John Kasich was the coach. We saw him coach in the third place game, which Oak Park won.
Lamoureux.
Yeah, that's why you call timeout.
Yep.
That's why you call timeout. You break the momentum, you get an great a great dig, a great set, and then your best hitter, Nick Lamoureux, comes through with the kill. Nicely done out of the timeout. Well, he can get up, huh?
Boy, what a strong match he has played.
Wow. Lamoureux with the block, but
violation, they say.
Referee Peg Campana called
right
Nick
there.
Lamoureux in the net. Big call. Andrew Clement, the sophomore. Good look at him right there. Quiet. Some of the parents told me he's quiet. I told them, well, when you play with 4 seniors and a couple juniors, if you're a sophomore, being quiet is a good thing.
You carry the bag.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be much louder next year. But as good as those juniors and seniors are, they'd be the first to tell you they are nowhere.
What a play by Burchett.
Yeah, there's the senior star setter who just taught a lesson to the young star setter, Andrew Clement. Was talking to Tom Root, the setter for Barrington last year, who kind of groomed Andrew Clement. Tom Root now playing club volleyball for University of Illinois.
Another long serve as the Tigers have had, I think, their 4th, if you will, the unforced error or service violation.
Untypical, because fundamentals and being solid and not making those unforced errors part of the trademark of the great Tiger teams.
For Ostrander with the dink. And a save. What a great save underneath by Lorenz. Ostrander with a hammer that time. He tried to finesse it the first time. They saved it brilliantly. But back over at the end of the point goes to the Tigers.
And the finesse shot was outstanding, Perry. How Scott Lorenz got to it, I will never know. Let's watch the replay this time. Forget finesse. Back to the power game, which worked so well for him in match number 1. Lurson again.
Yep, and they're battling back in. 13 serving 15. Here's Burchett.
Right out of that timeout were they effective. And what a game being played by the junior John Lurson, his biggest game of his young volleyball career. Lurson on the block.
Lorenz with a get. And there you see Ambrose, the brilliant junior. Talked about their loss to Glenbrook North. He was taking the ACT that day.
Yep. So they really have not lost a game, Barrington, at full strength. There are only 2 losses when he was taking the ACT.
Boys, Ostrander fired up. Ostrander and Lamoureux go strong at the net.
And he's making his emotion. He's using the emotion, making it work for him. He's put every ball in play. Sometimes he gets so emotional, he hit the ball out. But Ostrander driving it right down on the ground. Yet another kill for Clay.
Just ran out of territory. Nice effort by the Tigers.
Spicer is quiet good, isn't he?
Yep, he is. He's just doing the job. He's a steady junior at 6'5".
Barrington runs so many offensive sets, so difficult to scout, so difficult to prepare for. Schneider can hit the ball. Warrenville, Ambrose, we've seen that. Spicer, and of course Scott Lorenz. 5 guys that are all pretty equal in their hitting ability.
For the back row.
Oh.
Nice play by Lurson, rather.
Oh, man, he is having a game. The junior is picking up the Tigers. That was a little soft touch, kind of a unique dink there for the back row.
A little tweener.
Yep.
Lurson's one you mentioned about that quiet good. He's having that quiet good game as well. Here's Ostrander, who's been very emotional and effective serving. 15-17 in game 2. Wheaton Warrenville South took the opener 25-20. That's 2 out of 3.
Scott Lorenz.
Boy, can he get up there.
Yep. Not real big, about 6 feet tall. Again, soccer, his primary sport. A tired young kid playing club soccer, playing the volleyball. But boy, he has given it all he's got. He was brilliant in the semifinals, leading them to a victory.
Clement into the net. Break for the Tigers.
Sophomore mistake. Good look at Andrew Clement right there, 6'3", good size for a setter.
Tony LaRue with a serve. Clement with the save. The set. Just in bounds. What a shot by Lamoureux.
Boy, that was close.
Just in the corner.
That was close. Great save by Scott Lorenz to keep the ball in play for Maine South. But Wheaton Warrenville South comes back. Watching the replay. Lamoureux. Tough angle that time. Off balance. Is it in or is it out? It's called in. Point for the Tigers.
Warren Phelps gets it right back.
This the first match was good, Perry, but now they're in full gear right now.
Yeah.
They've got everything working. Both these teams, you're seeing two of Illinois' finest playing some of their best volleyball right now. One of the best matches we've seen in a long time.
Lurson. Lamoureux. The dig runs out of territory.
19-18, Barrington hanging on to that 1-point lead.
DeVries will be serving.
Barrington's got 2 timeouts left.
John's a senior.
Wheaton Warrenville South with 1.
A miss hit, and we're tied at 19.
It's going to come down to defensive miscues. It's going to come down to who makes the most mistakes. That was a tough one right there. Barrington starting to feel the pressure just a little bit. That winning tradition of Wheaton Warrenville South, Perry, you can't put it on paper, but it is valuable.
Coming through, though, and regaining the lead is Warren Phelps and the Broncos.
As soon as I say that, Kyle Warrenfeld, not a real emotional guy, very quiet, but he's one of their team leaders. The senior, the captain, going to be playing college volleyball for St. Ambrose next year. Watch Kyle Warrenfeld. Big point right here. Biggest of the match so far. Because Barrington, you get the feeling they're struggling a little bit.
And now they have a 2-point lead. Here in game 2, trying to force the deciding third game in this championship match, 2005. Just over for Shett. Good play at the net. And Lamoureux.
Lamoureux saw the defense there. He said, instead of going around it, I'm going to go
through it.
Spicer put it right back at, but he put it out of bounds. Lamoureux, the power game.
And he will serve 2021. Lorenz.
A little bit hard.
Yep.
Looking for the tip call. They're signaling the tip. No
Nope.
tip.
21-all here, game 2.
I think if Wheaton Warrenville South scores another point, you'll see Barrington call a timeout. Pressure serve.
Warren Phelps. Spicer. Lorenz.
Oh.
Great shot by Lorenz.
Oh, took the heart of the line to even attempt that shot. Scott Lorenz from the back row trying to maintain his composure, looking cool on the outside. You know the nerves must be going wild on inside. What a huge shot that was.
Warren Phelps serving.
Even to attempt that back row shot right there was tough. Could have played it safe. He didn't.
Ostrander long.
Barrington up 2.
And a timeout taken by the Tigers, down 2 in game 2.
Oh, this really has been a tremendous match. This is a classic advertisement for high school volleyball in the state of Illinois, Perry. Tremendous. Speaking of high school volleyball in the state of Illinois, we got to throw some congrats on Sam Kemp and Sean Rooney, both members of the national champion Pepperdine team this year. They beat UCLA with a lot of Illinois players on that team. Andy Hine from West Chicago, Tom Hulse from Evanston, and Sean Rooney. You remember he played for the Wheaton Warrenville South team, a key member of the Pepperdine national championship team. So Illinois very much a player in NCAA volleyball right now. Rooney had 26 kills in the championship game against UCLA. Again, played for the 2001 Wheaton Warrenville South team. Last time Bill Schreier, the head coach for Wheaton Warrenville, called a timeout. They responded by going on a 3-point run. Let's see if it works again. Pressure serve.
23-21. Warren Phelps with the serve. Lurson gets it back. And the Tigers, what a play by Lurson. Almost a miscommunication, but he hit it.
Well, he did it both ways, Perry. First, a great dig out of the serve, and then he responds by making a tough kill over a couple of defenders. Great job again by the junior John Lurson.
Burchett serving. Lorenz. Burchett gets it over.
Oh, they called.
I guess a double hit.
Wow.
So this is game point.
Wow. Jim Dolotowski, defensive specialist, went down to the ground. William Schreier, very cool on the bench. A lot of the Tiger fans not liking it. It looked like a great save from here, Perry.
Burchett. In the back row, Warren Feltz. Strander keeps him alive.
24-23, got to win by 2. Barrington going to call timeout again. What a match. You can cut the tension right through the thick, humid air here at Hoffman Estates High School.
Let's take a look at some of the action here in game 2, and it has just been outstanding. And that's that point by Ostrander, Clay, with that great enthusiasm, the 6'6" senior.
He really gets into it. Huh? He hits that ball hard, hits it with every ounce of energy he's got. That was a big point.
Some of the Barrington fans looking on, and there we see the fans at the other side.
The 7th man?
Yeah, the 7th man. Complete with a little classic megaphone.
Big service return here. The defense, the service return, so key in competitive volleyball right now. Barrington, who has struggled a little bit the last 5 or 6 points, got their top defensive players in. See how they do.
Yep, Sean Wood is in.
Football player. Tough kid in the back row, defensive specialist.
Another finesse move. Here's Lorenz.
Got it.
And we're tied at 24.
Beautifully defended by Wheaton. Warrenville South under pressure. They have responded. Momentum and the serve to the Tigers. 2 points away. 2 serves away from a state championship.
Larson with that service. Spicer puts them back within 1. Now Barrington with a chance to tie the match.
All started with the defense. Great up. Great dig out by the back row. Great set. And, of course, Charlie Spicer finishing it off.
Back in is Schneider. Broncos trying to even things up. Bolander. And that is wide.
Oh.
And the Broncos have tied up this championship match. 26-24 in game 2.
What a comeback victory. Tremendous match. 26-24. Sit back, folks. This is going to be a fun one. Game 3, one and done for the state championship. Going to be fun to watch.
You're watching the Illinois State High School Association Boys Volleyball Championship here on Comcast. Game 3 coming up next.
You're watching the Comcast Network. Turn to us first.
Welcome back, everybody, to Hoffman Estates High School in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. I am Perry Williams, along with the coach, John Cohn. And great to have you with us for our 2005 state championship match. And we're getting ready for the deciding Game 3. As you saw in the graphic moments ago, the defending champion Tigers of Wheaton Warrenville South took Game 1 of a best-of-3 set, 25-20. But the Barrington Broncos in their red jerseys storm back to take Game 2, 26-24, as the fans look on.
And there was
comfortably attired in a warm June gym.
You know, we had a rainstorm, a couple of hours before the telecast here, Perry, and the humidity from the rainstorm has really carried over into the gym, so that could be a factor for some of the players. We'll see how they hold out. That and the fact that second game, these players, they spend so much energy and emotion in that game, too. Which team can come back with that similar amount of energy and emotion might be your eventual state champion. A lot of pressure right now on every hit, every serve, every return.
Brian Shea, the junior. will open this deciding game 3 and serve.
He opened the entire match to serve. There you see the Band-Aid on the chin, very indicative of volleyball players. Diving.
Yep. Hands, elbows, knees. A little discussion here.
Even if you don't have a cut, sometimes you want to put that Band-Aid on the chin just for effect. Not that Ryan did that. Not sure what the discussion is about. Fans all pumped up. Boy, during the break, Perry, as the teams switch sides, both crowds trying to outdo each other. It was a very, very emotional scene here, and of course they're going to carry that over for game number 3.
Well, welcome once again here on Comcast, and it's been a great year here on Comcast. This, for us, is our final game of the week. We had the football, of course, boys and girls basketball, and other soccers and volleyball as well. And this is the state championship match. Don't forget about girls soccer, too. First point of the deciding game 3 goes to the Tigers. Get out of bounds.
Always want to put a special thanks, Perry, to our camera crew and the producers and directors who do such a tremendous job, make our job so easy announcing some of these fun high school sporting events.
Larson with a nice dig for Shett.
Whoa.
Lemro gets it back over the net.
Nice block.
Great play. Block at the net by Lemro. The Tigers lead 2-0.
He's known for his hitting. He's known for his kills, but that was a nice defensive play right there. Nick Lamero, the all-area player for Wheaton Warrenville South. Big defensive play. They're up 2-0.
104 blocks in the regular season. Burchett with a nice dig. A little carry, so the Broncos are on the board here in game 3, and Lorenz will serve.
Well, when they can get that ball to Andrew Clement, when they can dig the ball, get the good up to Clement, they're so tough. Barrington is because of their multiple offenses and really makes it tough for the defense. The key, of course, getting the dig, getting the up.
And an ace by Lorenz ties the game. They thought it might go out, but it went in.
Any part of the ball touches the line. The ball could be 3/4, 4/5 out. Any part of the ball touches the line. It's good. Nice out.
Burchett de Lamero. Nice save by Lorenz. Bolander now back the other end. Nice rally here. 0.5 of deciding game 3. And coming up big with the kill was Ambrose, the junior.
Jason Ambrose, great dig out, great defensive save by Lorenz. Watch the replay here. This is the previous point. The Scott Lorenz jump serve. It's in. Good call. Nice catch by the Comcast camera crew. Jason Ambrose has been a little bit quiet so far, Perry. That was a big hit. See if it gets his confidence up.
And Lamero at the net. Blocked out of bounds, and it's tied at 3.
By the way, Jason Ambrose and... make sure I get the names right. Charlie Spicer, both members of the Barrington Choir. In fact, Ambrose, a very talented singer, sings the national anthem.
Lamero at the net.
Sings the national anthem before all their home games. Well, right now, it doesn't make much difference. Nick Lamero just absolutely hammered that one. He hurt the wooden floor on that.
Deflected out at the net. So Barrington point, and it will be Schneider serving.
Another assist for Andrew Clement. He had 33 assists in their quarterfinal victory over West Aurora. 20 assists earlier today. Don't forget, both these teams played emotional matches this afternoon, so they're working on overtime here, but Andrew Clement digging up the assist once again.
Boy, the combination of Burchett and Lamero effective yet again.
I think someday in a couple of years we'll be talking about Andrew Clement going after Doug Burchett's all-time state assist record.
Could be. Developing that great program.
Nice hit. Ambrose is starting to get his confidence up. Nice up.
That was Wood with that get. Shea back at the other end for the Tigers. Larson delivers at the outside hitting position.
Great defense on both teams. Great digs. Spectacular defensive plays. But Doug Burchett on the assist. Johnny Larson has done so much. There's the set. The outside hit. Larson right by the one-man defense.
Now it's 7-4. Tigers Violation as the
Look at the tension.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that
body
picture,
language says it all.
absolutely. That kind of feeling here in the gym.
Lurson again, out of bounds. It's 8-4 Tigers.
Johnny Lurson drives it down off the hands of Charlie Spicer. Barrington going to call first of their 2 timeouts. And the Wheaton Warrenville South team goes up 8-4. Long way to go, but the Tigers and their fans starting to feel it.
A little 4-0 run there, a little mini run.
Well, you watch William Schreier-Perry on the bench, and he just exudes confidence. Doesn't do a lot of shouting, doesn't do a lot of yelling. In the timeouts, he will instruct. He does a lot of his coaching at practice, but there's no question who's in charge. The cool, calm demeanor of William Schreier. Watching the replay. Again, a great set.
Just ricochets off Spicer out of bounds.
Spicer got his body turned around there. You got to square up. Lurson's been big all game, the junior. Will obviously be one of their key players next year. Who takes Doug Burchett's spot next year? Talk about tough shoes to fill. Maybe Brian Shea, the 6'1 junior.
I think some valuable playing time this year, of course.
That fan possibly just a little bit overly excited. Maybe he's excited about finals coming up on Monday. Combination of a state championship and the math final, Perry. You put those two together, and that gentleman there is just overwrought with emotion.
Yes, I always look forward to every math final myself. Orenfeld kept alive. Shea, Burchett, the set, the Lamoureux. Nice block and then up by Spicer.
Yep.
Had to dig by Wood, and you saw the emotion. Just could not get to it. A 5-point lead by the Tigers.
Sean Wood, one of those bread and butter defense and specialist players, football player, talented athlete, tough kid, didn't know whether to go for it or not. Moment of indecision, when in doubt, you got to play it. Tough break for Sean Wood.
Good defense here in game 3 by the Tigers, but now the Broncos end the little mini run there by the Tigers.
And Jason Ambrose, he's starting to play, Perry. He's starting to play. Remember the basketball team for Barrington High School, 6'6", only a junior, star in the making. We talked about his singing ability. There you see his volleyball ability. Jason Ambrose, quiet the first 2 games, stepping up here in game 3.
Warrenfeld serving. Lurson. And just inside the line.
Yeah. Andrew Clement doesn't like to hit much. He's a very unselfish player, but that time he delivers. Thought that ball was going out, but it's a big point. Nice comeback by Barrington.
Burchett, the set for Lurson. Out of bounds. And they say actually tipped out by Barrington.
Yep. Moment of hesitation by the officials, then they make the call, and the Tiger bench erupts, and Nick Lamoureux gets yet another serve. Lamoureux.
Good call. You can hear the tip.
Yep.
That time Barrington gets the call at the net.
Talk about the coaches being cool and calm. Our head official, referee Peg Campana, very cool and calm, very decisive on her calls. A lot of pressure on the refs too. Ed Vesey on the other side of the court, the umpire.
Outstanding net play for this point. Here's Lurson trying to finish it, and he cannot. And Barrington claws its way back to within 2.
Sensational defense, Perry. Sensational defense. Sean Wood, who had the tough break a couple of points ago, digs out a couple. You are just seeing 2 extremely talented teams playing at a high level here. This has been a great match.
Now within 1. Net violation.
Refuse to lose for the Barrington Bronco. Down 8-4. They battled back 10-9.
Ambrose serving. Lurson, the set. Gostrander. Wait, now we're tied at 10. Spicer.
Doesn't show emotion very much, but if you're ever going to show emotion, that was the time to do it. Charlie Spicer with the right back at you block, and the Barrington fans love it. Watching the replay. Looks like point Wheaton Warrenville. Boom.
LaRue. Deflected.
Called the point of the catch. Barrington's called a timeout. Tigers have both their timeouts. Wheaton, Warrenville, South. Barrington's got one left.
Golotowski back in the lineup, but here's Burchett serving.
Spicer again.
As he went up against LaRue, and he won that battle, so we're tied at 11.
And now they're going to sub for him, bring who comes in the game for Barrington. Kyle Bolinder, defensive specialist.
And I see Matt Warren, also Schneider, they're all there.
They had 11-11 up on the scoreboard.
That's correct.
Thought it was 12-10.
Yep, they're tied at 11. And serving is Bolander, a senior. Ostrander. And Barrington has regained the lead.
A violation there.
9 violation. A serve. Ostrander, look at the emotion by Clay, the senior.
Yeah, and he hasn't got that going. He hit that point out to end the game number 2, but Clay Ostrander, the star of game number 1, comes back with a big kill right there, number 19.
Well, breather for Clement comes back in.
Lamoureux out of the game too, getting a rest. Both coaches doing a nice job. Again, these players not only played this afternoon, Clary, played emotional matches. Both of them 3 sets, right?
3,
Scott Lorenz.
Boy, he is just a joy to watch.
You talk about Charlie Spicer being quiet good. Scott Lorenz is just flashy good. He gets up in the air, great defensively, deceivingly good on the kills. He doesn't look powerful, but he can hammer the ball.
Golotowski with that dig.
Oh, nice
Lurson.
play.
Great effort.
Set play there by Wheaton Warrenville, huh? They faked the front row spike and they set up the back row. That was good. You got to practice that move. Nicely done.
Ostrander serving. Lamoureux back in the front line. Joins DeVries and LaRue. What a serve. Lurson, a nice get. DeVries. Burchett. Oh, what a play by Warrenfeld. Came from beyond the line and tipped it back over.
Was not a perfect set from Andrew Clement, one of the few ones the sophomores put off target, but Kyle Warrenfeld able to adjust. There it is, a little bit off balance. What an athletic play by Warrenfeld, headed to St. Ambrose University. Kyle with a big point for Barrington.
Lorenz gets the service in. Lamoureux, boy, he drilled that in the corner. Ties the game at 14.
You know, and that's one of those deals, if you're Barrington, you know it's coming, Perry. That middle hit, the strength of the Wheaton-Warrenville game. You know it's coming. 2 defenders there. Wheaton-Warrenville South says, who cares? We're going with it. And Lamoureux gets another kill. Great set by Burchett.
Deflected out of bounds. Spicer coming back in. A lot of substitutions, especially by Barrington.
Pressure continues to mount. It's amazing. And these players right now, 15, 14, 25 per game. State championship on the line. 1 game in all.
Shea to Burchett. Back to Lamoureux, deflected in. Point for the Tigers.
Right through Spicer and Ambrose. Again, 2 blockers, 2 guys following Nick Lamoureux. And he's not trying to be fancy. He's not trying to dink around it or go cross court. He's going right through the blocks. He did it with pure power that time.
And Lurson deflects it right back with the block at the net. And the Tigers have regained the lead.
Had some big hits today. That time his biggest defensive play, Johnny Lurson, number 9. Plays for Sports Performance. Club volleyball, Spry they call it.
One of the rare mishits on service here in game 3. Saw a few earlier. Game 1 by Barrington and game 2 by the Tigers, but
you want to
put the first in game 3.
You want to make that serve tough, but you don't want to miscue, and there you see another one.
Back the other way. So they get that break right back and the lead right back. And Lamoureux will serve. Sometimes when you play as much as you play, it's a hot gym and a little tired. 17-16.
Wow.
3rd one in a row.
And that comes from the all-area kid, Nick Lamoureux. He won't do that often. Not a good time to do it. Barrington ties it up 17-17. You can see the pressure starting to play, especially on the servers.
Ambrose does get this one over. Burchett who I don't think has taken a break the entire game. Ostrander. Back and forth they go. The Tigers up by 1. Take another look at it, Coach.
Now, this is your state all-time assist leader getting yet another one, and Clay Ostrander on the receiving end of it. Brilliant set by Burchett.
Deflected out. Barrington ties it at 18.
So every time Lorenz touches the ball, Perry, good things happen. We know what happens in soccer. He's a brilliant soccer player. Picked up volleyball only as a freshman. Not his primary sport, but he got better and better. He said, you know what, this is not too bad. Kept on playing, and now he's obviously a tremendous player, all-conference player in the Mid-Suburban League.
Larson. Burchett with the set back to Larson. He hammers it off of Lorenz out of bounds. And a 19-18 lead for the Tigers. Larson will serve. Lorenz. This is an unbelievable match.
Yeah.
Tied it up. One game apiece at 19 all in deciding game 3.
I didn't know we could top number 2. You see the pressure on the fans, too. It's tough being a fan in here, too, but game number 3, every bit as good as the second. Wow.
Barrington takes the 1-point lead.
Violation by the Tigers. Big call right there. Barrington up 1 and service. The sophomore on the serve.
Clement.
Missed one earlier.
And long.
I was surprised. He went with the jump serve, Perry. Boy, at that point, I think you want to put the ball in play. Shows the confidence that Andrew Clement has in his game, but a critical mistake serving.
Tied at 20. Here's Ostrander serving.
Problem point serving has been for both teams.
And just lately here in the third set, maybe the pressure, maybe the heat. And a kill from the back row. Larson coming up big here in the game 3.
Boy, and again, the soft touch of Doug Burchett. He just puts every pass on the spot wherever it's supposed to go. Doug Burchett gets it there. Bill Schreier is going to miss Mr. Burchett next year. He is money in the bank. Out.
22-20.
Barrington calling for the tip. Kyle Warrenville making the call. They're going to call, I believe, their second timeout. Perry Wheaton, Warrenville South. Down for much of game 3, coming back. Watch on the replay. I'd say a good call, no tip. Almost like
3 points away from a possible back-to-back championship. But boy, the way Barrington has come back. Remember, they were down 9-4 and then rally back, tie, take the lead.
We will have our Comcast player of the game, post-game, of course, courtside, as we do each and every match. This one will be particularly special as it happens to be the state championship. All the players, of course, at the end of the match, first, second place, will get their individual awards. And then, of course, the ultimate, your state championship and second place trophies will be awarded.
We'll have the interview and all that ceremony and post-game festivities for you here on Comcast.
Wow.
Oh, Warrenville comes up big. He hit that last one out. That time, no doubt.
Yeah, their club team is called Rolling Thunder. That was Rolling Thunder coming off the right wrist, the right hand of Kyle Warrenfeld. Big hit under pressure. The senior delivers.
Lorenz serving, 21-22.
Jump serve.
And it is in. Lamoureux.
Yep, Doug Burchett just signals over to the Wheaton Warrenville South Tiger fans. 2 more, folks, 2. Maine South made a mistake when they played Wheaton Warrenville South. They were beating them in the first game. They won the first game. Their fans were yelling overrated. Ambrose with the big hit.
And the Broncos fucking right back.
But Wheaton Warrenville South, Doug Burchett and company, they didn't like that overrated chant for the Maine South crowd. It got them fired up. They responded with 2 victories, and they've been on a roll ever since.
Ryan Schneider, the senior, serving for Barrington.
Put it in play.
Yep, he does. Opportunity, DeVries. Here's the set.
Out.
And we're tied at 23.
Ryan Schneider with the hit, 6'6", a senior. Big
Timeout. What? The Tigers will take a timeout. And we're tied up 23 all, the deciding game 3.
That,
We'll take a break. You're watching the boys state championship final here on Comcast. Welcome back, everybody.
called a catch.
Yes, it is called a catch. This is championship point for Wheaton Warrenville South.
Had to call it as an official right there. You don't want to make that call, but clearly violation Barrington. There it is, folks. Wheaton Warrenville South. Back to back was their motto from the start of the season. They're 1 point away.
Here's the service. Lorenz. Here's the set.
The tip.
And it is it. The Tigers of Wheaton Warrenville South have captured the 2005 state championship in boys volleyball. Back-to-back champions as they defeat the Broncos of Barrington 2 games to 1, 25-23 in a thrilling deciding game 3. What a match. And we will have our Comcast Player of the Game interview and all the festivities coming up.
The Comcast Network. Turn to us first.
And so, after due deliberation and much hard work on the part of both agencies, we've decided to award the contract to Abercrombie and Teetweiler.
What? You gotta be kidding me! Bad call, jeez.
This is pathetic.
Those ads went out with dancing cigarettes. What are you, blind? What are you, deaf? What are you, out of your mind? Fixed.
Welcome back to Hoffman Estates, and what a championship match in boys volleyball 2005. The Tigers repeated champs and defeating Barrington in a dramatic Game 3, 25-23. Now the award ceremonies have started here at Hoffman Estates. It's always a nice moment as they introduce some of the administrative staff and the coaches, then they'll go through the players. Here's the principal, Tom Leonard.
And again, it has been a busy week. Successful one for Barrington in spring sports. There's one of the busiest guys around. Athletic Director Mike Obschutz. He has been all over the place. Was at the baseball field earlier today. Girls softball, soccer was in the state finals.
An outstanding freshman season for the head coach, Kathleen Russell Rizzo.
He was an assistant last year. Best of luck for Kathleen. The baby due June 9th. I'm shocked. I think the baby was trying to come out and watch that match.
Yeah. Here's Rob Ridenour.
Yep.
We'll talk about him.
Outstanding assistant coach, a technician of sorts in the game of volleyball.
Matt Cameron also getting recognition. And those assistant coaches, they all do such an outstanding effort.
Yep.
On all levels. Corey Griffin.
Kathleen, the head coach, she was a basketball player in high school, played at Maine East, played at Ripon College, and then started playing beach volleyball fairly competitively.
Marcel Marchak.
Joined the Barrington program, and not bad. You take over in your first year and you finish second place, huh? It's not too bad. William Schreier now 7 years and 3 state championships. Not too bad of a record at all. Done it again.
Scott Lorenz, what a match he played. Great athlete.
And he's just fun to watch. As we said, good things happen when he got the ball, be it the hit or the dig. The smile says it all. He'll be playing college soccer at University of Wisconsin. What an athletic career.
Here's Chris Strong.
For Scott Lorenz. Chris Strong, a junior.
Talk about Sean Wood, the linebacker. You can see, but what great effort. He just lays it all on the line.
Yep, played for the very successful Barrington football team. Joe Sanchez and company, Sean Wood. A big part of that toughness, that mentality of the Barrington team.
There's Matt Warren.
Came off the bench, did some good things. We saw him play today.
Brian Schneider, he also had a strong game and came up with some big serves and hits. in Game 3.
Had tremendous moves on the court, some phenomenal moves off the court, too, leading the team in their pregame ritual.
Andrew Clement, name to remember.
Yep. You can see Andrew
Posing for photos, didn't quite sure what to do. The next, John McSorley.
Sophomore, you know,
yep.
they'll tease him about that a little bit. You see Andrew, he's a competitor. Maybe quiet, but he is a tough competitor. Disappointed with the loss.
Scott Holloway coming up.
Scott's a junior. He'll be one of the key players. One of the nice things about having a great season, and you can build on it. The sophomores and juniors tend to have more success the following year.
Here's Kyle Warrenfelt. Feature him in our open.
Continue his college career at St. Ambrose University. Going to play some volleyball and hopefully hit the books at St. Ambrose.
Jason Ambrose.
Talented basketball player, volleyball player. He'll be their main player for next year. We mentioned a tremendous singer in the choir.
Chris Koch, number 12.
Chris Koch, I think, tried to sing once, and they almost kicked him out of practice.
Here's Charlie Spicer. What a strong game he played.
Yep.
Obviously a lot of disappointment, but Barrington sure should be proud.
Not sure if Charlie Spicer's on the football team, but if he's not, Joe Sanchez might want to get a hold of him. Charlie would look awful good with some shoulder pads on.
Won't be long, couple of months. Bolander.
Kyle
Chris Michelotti.
Key defensive specialist, Kyle Bolander. Michelotti, a freshman. So there's a face you want to remember. He's going to team with Andrew Clement for a couple of years. Brought up to the varsity, 6'8", a freshman, Chris Michelotti. Steve Andrasic. The look says it all.
So they get the individual medals. And the hardware, the trophy, a well-earned.
Careful, Coach.
Yes.
Should not be
Second place trophy. Congratulations, the Broncos of Barrington. 2005 boys volleyball.
First time ever making a state playoff appearance, and boy, did they make a heck of a show in their first time. You get the feeling, Perry, this won't be the last. I think it's the start of a great tradition for Barrington volleyball.
Yeah, they'll be battling with the likes of Hersey and Palatine, that Mid-Suburban Conference. What an outstanding season, and they came so close.
That was the first match they lost all season long with their full unit. An amazing record of 33-3 to finish the season. Wonderful season for the Barrington Bronco, but now it's time to celebrate the state champions. Barrington doing a nice job of staying out there to congratulate the winning team.
Here's the champions from Wheaton, Warrenville, South, the Tigers, back-to-back.
This year's team did it the hard way, Perry. They didn't run through the schedule like a couple of their other state championship teams. They had to fight. They had to claw. They didn't have a ton of Division I volleyball players. They battled for it. They earned the state championship this year.
Dr. Dawn Snyder, the principal. Robert Quinn. William Fryer.
There he is.
That's an emotion. He keeps it in check so well on the bench. Back-to-back and 3. It's taken over in 0-1.
The smile says it all. Does he deserve it? What a wonderful coach. You can just see the respect that the players have for Coach William Fryer.
John Burlace, one of the assistants. Michelle Schaefer as well. And Brian Scott. So the outstanding administrative personnel and coaching staff of the Tigers. Now let's meet the championship players.
Look like Eric Hardeck right there, Perry.
Kevin Hanstad.
No sweeter feeling than getting a state championship medal, the ultimate goal of every high school athlete. How sweet it is. Kevin
Chris
Hanstad,
Chen.
sophomore.
Keith Chrisman coming up.
I'm going to leave the rest of the intros for you,
Okay.
Perry. Head downstairs, but let me just say this game right here was absolutely an advertisement for all that is good about high school volleyball in the state of Illinois. A pleasure to telecast, a pleasure to watch. Great performance by both teams. We're going to get that player of the game coming up in a little bit.
Okay, that was Matt Sostek. Thank you, Coach. Nick McDonald. Kevin Knoll. Brian Shea, he opened this championship match serving. Tony LaRue. He is a junior, so he'll be back. As will John Lurson. And what an outstanding championship match John Lurson, the 6'5" junior, had. Jim Dolotowski saw action here tonight, as did John DeVries. The Tigers got a lot of fire off the bench by Clay Ostrander. Some big kills and a lot of emotion and spirit by that young man. And outstanding play. Talk about kills and play the net. Nick Lamoureux. Burchett played the entire game. Manager Brig Olson. Congratulations to him as well. Congratulations to the Tigers of Wheaton, Warrenville South. They have their individual medals. Now comes the team recognition, the trophy, the hardware. Champions 2005, State of Illinois, boys volleyball. So last year, they just rumbled through the season unbeaten at 41-0. This year, a little more of a challenge, but they got the job done in a dramatic championship match, 35-6. They finished. There's the very successful head coach, Bill Schreier, holding the hardware. And we'll be back with more. You're watching the IHSA Boys Volleyball Championship postgame festivities here on Comcast.
You're watching the Comcast Network. Turn to us first.
The Comcast Network, featuring original programming exclusive to Chicagoland, is on the web at ComcastNetwork.tv. Access show information and schedules for all the programs aired on the Comcast Network, from upcoming festivals to high school sports. Get details about our exclusive coverage in your community, political insight, entertainment news, and your chance to win great prizes are all just a mouse click away when you log on to ComcastNetwork.tv.
The celebration continues for the champion Tigers of Wheaton, Warrenville South, as they go back-to-back in boys volleyball state titles, winning it over Barrington here tonight. Now let's go on the court and here with John Cohn and our Comcast player of the game. Coach?
We're down here courtside at Hoffman Estates High School, Wheaton, Warrenville South, just accepting their medals and the trophy for the state championship. Our Comcast player of the game, the all-time assist leader in the state of Illinois, Doug Burchett. Doug, congratulations. About 2 minutes ago, you lifted up that state championship trophy. Can you put into words what it means?
It's it's a blur right now. I didn't know what was going on at the end. We beat all the odds this year. No one believed that we would, come back here, and win back-to-back. Everyone doubted us. We had a lot of downfalls this year, but I think everyone just stepped it up big time. That was just amazing. It doesn't get much better than 25-23 Game 3.
You were pretty much, it was a tremendous match for all of us to watch. I made the comment, it was an advertisement for all that's good about high school volleyball in the state of Illinois. But you were really the lone returning starter. I know Nick and Clay played a little bit last year. Coming into this season, did you guys really think with a new crew that you could get this far?
I didn't know about winning state. I definitely thought we could get downstate. But I just knew once the pieces all clicked, we would be, a heck of a team. Everyone just played their butts off. We just all came together as a team this year and, proved to everyone that we're the best.
The seventh man right behind you. The fans were outstanding here. I saw you come over and give them just a big group hug. Talk about what the Wheaton Warrenville South fans have meant to your program.
And they've been supportive this whole year. They made this sport, fun and exciting. Everyone wants to come out and watch. We can't get intense if there's, they don't get intense. So, we thought we gave them, pretty good game. They just did it. They were great for us, and, it was great.
Coach William Schreier, state champions, tremendous once again. We watch him on the bench, and he looks so cool and so calm, got the nice smile. What is it that Coach Schreier does with the program that you guys have such success?
He just has such high standards for us. He won't accept any, everyone will take losses, but he doesn't take anything but less than 100%. He just, works us really hard and pushes us to, limits that we need, where we need to be.
And real quick now, when you finish up here, come fall time, where can the fans find you? Where is Doug Burchett headed in his collegiate career?
I'm going to go to U of I and play club ball there. So.
Beautiful. Best of luck, and again, state champions, Doug Burchett, congratulations.
Thanks.
Doug Burchett, Wheaton Warrenville South, state champions, the all-time assist leader in the state of Illinois. That doesn't mean anything right now. He's a state champion. That's what it counts. Up to Perry Williams on a great game right here.
Okay, no question. Thanks very much, Coach, and thanks and congratulations to Doug Burchett and the Tigers as they win it yet again, and certainly our congratulations to Barrington. One outstanding season, coming so close in their first ever state tournament appearance, but it's the Tigers taking home the top prize. So then we'll wrap things up for us. For the coach, John Cohn, for our producer-director here this evening, Mr. Anthony Bordagnon, and our entire Comcast production team throughout the entire season. This is Perry Williams saying thank you so much for watching, and so long, everybody.
Bringing you the most extensive high school sports coverage in Chicagoland. Thursday at 6:30 on Comcast.
Tune into a special edition of Channel Surfing with Lisa this month, where my featured guest is WWE superstar Devon Dudley.
That's right. Thank you, Lisa. Grab that remote control. Tune into Comcast.